What's up? What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a brand new live episode of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody's doing well. We made it through the month of June. Hello, July. 4th of July is right around the corner. So I want to wish everybody a happy Independence Day. Hope everybody is staying safe, enjoying their weekend. I know a lot are probably traveling, probably have plans like that. So just hope everybody gets to their destination safely and find everything well and enjoy themselves this weekend, but also be safe. So, got quite a bit to talk about in this Pro Wrestling Talk. Gonna talk some Stardom. Going to talk a handful of Stardom because Stardom has a lot coming up. A lot to look forward to. Gonna review the final standings of the 5-star Grand Prix qualifier. Also going to preview the card for Stardom New Blood number 3. And I'll go over the final contestants, the final layout for the 5-star Grand Prix. And as well as another brand of Stardom has been established in Stardom and Showcase. So a lot going on with Stardom. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a lot to look forward to. We'll go back over AEW Blood and Guts that recently happened. Gonna talk a little bit about Io Shirai. There's a lot going on with her and the contract situation. So gonna talk about Io Shirai a little bit. Going to also preview the card for tonight's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. We got that at 8 p.m. tonight. So got a lot to look forward to. But I had to dress appropriately for today's show. As you can see, one of my newest shirts arrived yesterday in my shirty shirt. This is her holding the red belt, the World of Stardom champion, which she's currently the champion. And I know it says Donna Del Mundo on it, but I'm hoping eventually she will have some God's Eye gear. And I hope just, God's Eye gear will be available soon. But yeah, had to rock my newest shirt. Love me some Shuri. But yeah. So let's get started with the Stardom talk. So first off, let's go over the final standings of that 5-star Grand Prix qualifier because it's in the books now. So I'll share with y'all who qualified. So let's go over the final standings of the A block. Unfortunately, Waka Tsukiyama never got a victory, so she finished with 0 points, lost all 4 of her matches. Rina, Miyu Amasaki, and Momo Kogo all finished with 4 points with a record of 2-2. So those 3 ladies finished with a record of 2-2. And then finishing undefeated in the A block and securing one of the 3 spots is Ami Sourei, who finished with 8 points, 4-0, and she pretty much got the top spot, the first qualifier. So Ami Sourei is in the 5-star Grand Prix. All right, let's look at the B block. The B block turned out to be quite interesting. So finishing at the bottom, both tied with 3 points, are Hina and Lady C, who both finished with a record of 1, 2, and 1. And then finishing with 4 points was Ruoka, who finished with a record of 1, 1, and 2. So she had 2 draws. And then finishing at the top, tied with 5 points and securing the final 2 5-star Grand Prix qualifiers was Saya Ida and Mai Sakurai, who both finished with a record of 2-1-1. So there you have it, folks. Ami Sourei, Saya Ida, and Mai Sakurai were your top 3 qualifiers in that 5-star Grand Prix qualifier tournament. So congratulations to those 3 ladies. It was definitely, B block was the more interesting block compared to the A block, because I mean, Ami Sourei, she went undefeated, and with Waka Tsukiyama, she still has yet to win a match. So I mean, there was that. I was really hopeful that Momo Kogo could sneak her way in, but unfortunately was not able to. But Ami Sourei, Saya Ida, Mai Sakurai, sure, I'm cool with. I'm cool with. But yeah, those are your results. So, with that being said and done, let's look at the 5-star Grand Prix lineup, which, like I said, will start July 30th and the 31st, and will run all the way to October 1st. October 1st will be the grand finals of the 5-star Grand Prix. Okay, so here is who they have in the 2 blocks. So remember, they have 2 blocks, a Red Stars block and a Blue Stars block. That's how they're splitting it up. And they've also announced who the special entrant will be. So check this out. Here's the lineup for the Red Stars block. We have Shuri, Tam Nakano, Utami Hayashishita, Azumi, Koguma, Maika, Himeka, Thekla, Unagi Sayaka, Saki Kashima, Mai Sakurai, Risa Sera, and the special entrant who just recently joined Cosmic Angels is Saki. Saki, who is part of the Colors subunit, is the special entrant for this 5-star Grand Prix, and she will be in the Red Stars block. So that's a pretty stacked Red Stars block. I mean, a lot of heavy hitters. I mean, Shuri, Tam Nakano, Azumi, Utami. A lot of heavy hitters. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the red block turns out, who makes it out as the finalist from the red block, because Risa Sera, which, if I remember correctly, I believe this is Thekla's first 5-star Grand Prix. This is Mai Sakurai's first 5-star Grand Prix, Risa Sera's first 5-star Grand Prix, and Saki's first 5-star Grand Prix. Maybe Kogu. I don't know if Koguma's participated in the 5-star before. I think she has. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if Koguma has been in a 5-stars Grand Prix. I don't think she has, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. All right, let's look at the Blue Stars block. So we got Mayu Iwatani, Julia, Saya Kamatani, Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, Hazuki, Saya Ida, Natsupoi, Mina Shirakawa, Hanan, Mirai, Ami Sourei, and Suzu Suzuki. So interesting for the Blue Stars. We know that Hanan, Mirai, Ami Sourei, and Suzu Suzuki, this is their first 5-star Grand Prix. But yeah, this will definitely be an interesting 5-star Grand Prix. So Hanan, Mirai, Ami Sourei, Suzu Suzuki, Saki, Risa Sera, Mai Sakurai, Thekla. So that's at least 8 ladies making their 5-star Grand Prix debut. Never competed before in a 5-star Grand Prix. So that's 8 debuts. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. I mean, this year's 5-star Grand Prix is stacked. So there is really no telling who will win this tournament. I mean, there's a lot of names on this list that could win this tournament. Personally, looking at this list, I could see Tam Nakano winning it. Azumi would be really, really cool, but I doubt it. Koguma, no. Micah, no. Himeka, no. Thekla, no. Unagi Sayaka, no. Saki Kashima, no. Mai Sakurai, no. Risa Serra, see, I don't know if they would let a freelancer of another unit win it, but I predict Risa Serra will get a handful of wins. Saki, no. So realistically, I could probably see Tam Nakano come out of the Red Stars block as the finalist. I could actually see that happening. And then for the Blue Stars, you know what? Julia, I could see. Mayu, no. Saya Kamatani, as much as I would like to, no. Starlight Kid winning the 5-star Grand Prix would be interesting. Momo Watanabe would be interesting. Hazuki, interesting, but I don't think it'll happen. Saya Ida, no. Natsupoi, no. Mina Shirakawa, no. Hanan, no. Mirai, no. Amisore, no. Suzu Suzuki, no. So personally, what do y'all think? I think I could totally see. I could see Julia, Tam Nakano, or Starlight Kid potentially, or even Momo Watanabe potentially winning the 5-star Grand Prix. It's not gonna be easy, and anything can happen. We know Shuri won it last year, and the year before that was Utami Hayashishita. So I mean, and see, I also have to think, this year Mirai won the Cinderella tournament. Last year, Saya Kamatani won the Cinderella tournament. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. This is a very stacked 5-star Grand Prix, and it's going to be very interesting to see who even makes it to the finals. Let alone winning it. But so that's in the books. Looking forward to that. All right, let's look at the card for Stardom New Blood number 3, which will be this coming Friday, July 8th. And not only that, they've already announced New Blood number 4, which will be near the end of August 26th. So New Blood number 4 has been scheduled as well. Excuse me. All right. So let's take a look at New Blood number 3. So we have 7 matches for New Blood number 3. So let's take a look. So we have a singles match between Ami Sourei and Nanami. You know what? I'm going to go with Ami Sourei. She's been on fire since going undefeated in the 5-star Grand Prix qualifier. I'm going to go with Ami Sourei to get the victory. Okay, we got Mai Sakurai versus Yuri. You know what? I'm gonna go with Yuri. I'm gonna go with Yuri to pull off the victory. We got we got a 6-woman tag team match. We got Just Tap Outs, Tomaki Inaba, Aoi, and Misa Kagura taking on Stars Hanan Momokogo and Saya Ida. This should be really, really good. Recently, Hanan and Tomaki Inaba had a Future of Stardom title match, which ended in a time limit draw. So I like how they're continuing this sort of storyline with Hanan and Inaba and throwing it into the six woman tag match. It's gonna be interesting to see who wins this. I'm gonna pull for Stars to get the victory, but it would not surprise me if Just Tap Out ended up winning. But I do hope at some point we'll see Tomaki Inaba versus Hanan for the Future of Stardom title in a rematch. But we know that actually Waka Tsukiyama is getting the next Future of Stardom title shot, which, I mean, she hasn't really earned it, but she has a title shot. So yeah, which that will be taking place at Midsummer Champions, which I need to also preview Midsummer Champions. But I'll get to that. We got Julia versus Miyu Amasaki. I really hope to see a great showing from Miyu Amasaki, which, you know, she's been having great matches. She won't beat Julia, but I hope she puts up a really, really good fight against her. But definitely picking Julia for the win. All right, we got an 8-woman tag team match. We got the Cosmic Angels, Unagi Sayaka, Mina Shirakawa, and Yuko Sakurai, and Rina Amikura going up against Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid, Ruaka, and Rina, and Diana's Haruka Umisaki. Interesting pairing we got here. Very interesting pairing. I'm gonna go with Oedo Tai. Getting the victory. I just feel like they're a little bit stronger, just a little bit stronger. All right. We got, this ought to be really good. We got a singles match, Mirai versus Suzu Suzuki. Ooh, you know what? This could end in a draw. This matchup could actually end in a draw. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say that ends in a draw. I think that match could really end in a draw. Because I mean, you gotta keep both of these ladies strong. I mean, after all, Mirai recently won the, you know, Cinderella tournament, and Suzu Suzuki, I mean, you know, she's been a very formidable foe from Prominence, and I know that God's Eye and Prominence have kind of had a war with each other, as well as Donna Del Mundo. But I'm gonna say it ends in a draw, but I'd be okay with either of these ladies winning. And then we have a singles match, Ram Kaicho versus Waka Tsukiyama. Oh, man. You know, the more I think about it, New Blood, I feel like would be the best place for Waka Tsukiyama to get her first win, in my opinion. I mean, especially if it's not going to happen on a pay-per-view. I was thinking New Blood may be best chance for Waka to win, but I don't know. Ram Kaicho, I mean, I know a little bit about her. I've seen her a few times. I don't know. A big part of me wants to believe that Waka will win, but I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I'm gonna have to go with Ram Kaijo. Yeah, I got to, because I just and it would be so crazy if out of nowhere Waka ends up winning the future Stardom title. I don't think it'll happen, but that would be really crazy. But this is a good card for New Blood number 3. 7 matches. This is a good card. I like this card. Should be a really good card. Okay. Let's take a look at the card for Stardom Midsummer Champions. We got that. This is July 9th, and this will be at the Tachikawa Stage Garden in Tokyo, Japan. We have 8 matches. 8 matches. And 1, 2, 3, 4 title matches. So 4 of the matches are title matches. All right, let's take a look. So we got a singles match between Lady C and Hina. Ooh. We got a Queen's Quest stable battle in here. Okay. Or a showdown within Queen's Quest between Lady C and Hina. Oh, man. And we know Lady C recently, she got 1 victory in the 5-star qualifier. And both of these ladies finished with the same record in the 5-star qualifier. Oh, man. You know what? Bump it. I'm gonna go for Lady C. I'm gonna pick her to get the victory. Cause why not? I think Lady C could use a victory on this type of stage. So I'm gonna go at Lady C. Why not? If she's able to make Saya Ida tap out, she can beat Hina. I'm gonna go for Lady C. Stamp it. Okay. We got the first of our title matches. The Future of Stardom Championship will be on the line. Hey, Rally Sport. Good to see you. Wow, it's been a while. Good to see you. Hanan will be defending the Future Stardom Championship against Waka Tsukiyama. I'm going to tell you right now, as much as I would love Waka to pull it off, it really would not make sense for her to get all the way to this point with a losing record for her to just out of nowhere win this match and win the title. Is Stardom tonight? Oh, no. This is for next weekend. So next weekend, the next Friday, July 8th, is Stardom New Blood number 3. And then the Saturday, July 9th, the day after, is Stardom Midsummer Champions. So next weekend. I'm just doing my predictions. But yeah, it would not make sense for Waka to be on this losing record and just her first win, she wins the Future Stardom Championship. It would make no sense. So as much as it would be cool to see her win, she's not winning. So Hanan will retain. And then next up, We got a tag team match. We got Queen's Quest, Utami Hayashishita and Miyu Amasaki taking on God's Eyes, Mirai and Ami Sourei. Have you done Money in the Bank predictions? Oh no, I haven't done Money in the Bank yet. So that's still will be in this video. But yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm probably gonna save that for last. But by all means, you are more than welcome to pencil in your predictions. I have no problem, going through them. Let's see. God's Eye, Queen's Quest. Ooh, this is tough. This is really, really tough. Because you would think on paper Miyu would be the weak link. But like I said, Miyu has been showing some improvement. And she's been looking good. So I'm gonna say God's Eye gets the victory, but if Queen's Quest can pull it off, I'd be happy. Rally Sports says, okay, about Stardom. I heard Io Shirai might leave WWE and go to Stardom. Did you hear that? Yes. So the word is, so two things. So one, her and actually Zoe Stark, I heard, should be returning from injury soon. And secondly, she was offered a contract extension, a new contract extension, but Io declined it. So word is she wants to go back to Japan to be closer to family and friends. And if you ask me, Stardom will definitely have the door wide open for her. And I could see a Freedom reunion happening. I would love to see Freedom to get back together. I think it's going to happen. Even if it's just temporarily, I think it's going to happen. And I mean, the interesting thing about the idea of Io Shirai returning to Stardom, remember, she's the original, I believe she's the original leader of Queen's Quest. So, does she take back over Queen's Quest? Something to think about. Io is the original leader of Queen's Quest. So, but something tells me she's probably going to wrestle unaffiliated for a bit. Hey, John Elite. Good to see you. I wouldn't mind Io going back to Stardom. Yeah, I definitely think she's going back to Stardom for sure. She declined it. She's great. She's a great wrestler. Should have been on the main roster and easily would have been champion. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know if she easily would have been champion on the main roster. I mean, you got to remember what happened to Kairi. I mean, yeah, they made her a tag team champion, but remember, Kairi debuted on the main roster in a tag team, and she really didn't have many singles matches. So I don't know. I wouldn't say for sure she would be a champion on the main roster, and it looks like we may never know, but I don't know. With the last rounds of call-ups, I don't know. I don't know if Io would have been a champion on the main roster. I mean, the idea would be yeah, but it wouldn't have been guaranteed. Because I mean, as much as I enjoyed the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi deserved a singles run on the main roster, and she never got that. So, and you got to remember, Asuka and Io have history. I mean, that's 2/3 of Triple Tails. So Vince and company would have easily just pair Io with Asuka again. Kabuki Warriors 2.0. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't be so sure that it would have been guaranteed she would have been a champion. Does she deserve it? Yes. But at the end of the day, I mean, looking at Io Shirai, she's had an excellent NXT career. I mean, she's pretty much done everything there needs to be done in NXT. I mean, think about it. NXT Women's Champion. She's won the Dusty Tag Cup. You know, she won it with Kaylee Ray. She's been Women's Tag Team Champion with Zoe Stark. She's won Future Star. She's won Female Competitor of the Year, as well as Overall Competitor of the Year. She's competed in what, 2 or 3 War Games matches? So Io Shirai has pretty much done all there is to do in NXT. So she's had one heck of a career. John Elite says, when was the last time an NXT call-ups weren't treated like a joke on the main roster in the past 5 or 6 years? I mean, the only ones that I could really think of, Bianca Belair. I mean, Rhea Ripley, sure. I thought Shayna Baszler would have been one. I mean, she had some momentum wrecking everybody in Elimination Chamber, but then she went back into a losing streak. And the best thing that she's been able to do is become a 2-time women's tag champ. Yeah, Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn. My thing with Sami Zayn is I don't like the fact that his gimmick overshadows his wrestling ability. Like, with him playing his gimmick, his overall wrestling ability takes a hit because he doesn't get to really showcase it, especially not like he did in NXT. Let's keep it real. Sami Zayn is a phenomenal wrestler, but ever since that heel gimmick, he hasn't really showcased it. So that's the only thing with that. True, she injured her leg. I've seen a pic of her with a boot on back soon, but not sure if she gets used by WWE now. Well, like I said, rumor is she's supposed to be coming back soon. So if anything, I wonder how they'll write her off when the time comes, because I believe her contract ends at the end of this month. So it'll be interesting to see how they write her off. But yeah. But yeah. I definitely wish the best for Io Shirai. And I would love to see her reunite Freedom with Kairi and Mayu Iwatani. She's 32. So I definitely believe that when the time comes, they should do that. Because if you ask me, I don't think Kairi is going to be wrestling for too much longer. She's 33 or 34. One of the two, I think 33. Because, Kairi, she's married. She also owns and runs her own gym. And I'm guessing she's probably going to want to start a family soon, perhaps. That's why we haven't seen her wrestle a lot in Stardom. That, and she was also recovering from a ruptured eardrum, if I remember correctly. But I don't see Kairi wrestling too much longer. Kairi Sane was good, not given a chance in WWE. Well, she did good. Definitely had some spotlight on NXT. But on the main roster, I mean, if anything, her and Asuka still hold the record for longest reigning women's tag team champions. But really, her just winning the tag titles on the main roster was really just the best we saw from Kairi Sane. But hey, NXT, she was NXT Women's Champion. She won the Mae Young Classic, the first ever Mae Young Classic. She was also Female Competitor of the Year, as well as Overall Competitor of the Year. So, I mean, Kairi Sane, had a good NXT run. Definitely had a good NXT run. But just main roster, I mean, she didn't really get showcased as a single star. I mean, really, the Kabuki Warriors was really the best thing that happened with her on the main roster. And, she got a victory in her final match, over Bayley. So, I mean, there's that. It just sucks that she never got her match, her one-on-one match with Asuka. So, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But, okay, where was I? Okay. But yeah, Stardom. Tag team match, Queen's Quest, God's Eye. I'm picking God's Eye. We got an 8-woman tag team match. We got stars Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Koguma, and Saya Ida versus Oedo Tai, Saki Kashima, Ruaka, Rina, and Fukigen Death. Stars better win. Stars better win. I can't stand Fukigen Death. So, stars. I'm picking stars to win. We got a 12-woman elimination tag team match. So, a big, gigantic unit battle between Donna Del Mundo and Cosmic Angels. So, Cosmic Angels, made up of Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka, Mina Shirakawa, Saki, Hikari Shimizu, and Yuko Sakurai. Of course, the last three are part of the Colors subunit. Versus Donna Del Mundo's Julia, Maika, Himeka, Natsupoi, Thekla, and Mai Sakurai. Big, gigantic unit battle. I am picking Donna Del Mundo to win. I think they're going to win. But remember, it's a elimination tag match. It's an elimination tag match. So, another thing to keep in mind. Okay. Now, this is a title match that I'm looking very, very forward to. So, for the High Speed Championship, we got Azumi defending against Momo Kogo. I am looking so forward to this. I think this has potential to be one of the best matches on the card. We got to see a little bit of a preview with these two in tag team competition. I think Momo Kogo will really surprise some folks and put up a great fight. But I think Azumi will retain the High Speed Championship. But if Momo Kogo pulls off the upset, I will be ecstatic. I love Momo Kogo. I think she's great. But I'm picking Azumi to retain. Next up, this is a really, really difficult one. So we got the Wonder of Stardom Championship on the line as Saya Kamitani, the Golden Phoenix, will defend against Starlight Kid. Now, of course, we know Starlight Kid right now is 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Trios champions. This is tough because Starlight Kid is definitely capable of dethroning Saya Kamitani. Oh, man. Do they pull the trigger? Oh, man, this is tough. You know what? I'm I'm gonna say Starlight Kid. I'm gonna just take a gamble, and I'm gonna say Starlight Kid becomes new Wonder of Stardom champion. But I'm okay if I end up being wrong. um, and then the main event will be for the World of Stardom Championship. This should be a really, really good one. Hard hitting, strong style. The champion, Shuri, my girl, will be taking on Momo Watanabe. This should be really, really good. And honestly, part of me would not be surprised if this match ended in a draw. But I'm going to pick Shuri to retain the World of Stardom Championship. But her versus Momo Watanabe should be hard-hitting, back and forth, strikes here, kicks there, all of the above. I hope it goes the distance. And if it goes to a draw, that would be even cooler. But yeah, so that's Stardom Midsummer Champions. 8 matches. So got quite a weekend of pro wrestling next week to look forward to for Stardom. New Blood number 3 and Midsummer Champions. But wait, there's more. So it has been announced that another brand of Stardom will be taking place, and it kicks off July 23rd with Stardom and Showcase. Not only that, the very first match has been announced, and it will be a coffin match. For the first time ever, a coffin match in Stardom. And we know that it will be a 3-way. And 2 of the competitors are Starlight Kid and Saya Kamitani. So the mystery opponent, the third one, will be that Grim Reaper looking character, which will pretty much end up revealing herself. You know, that same Grim Reaper character that's been choking out Starlight Kid and Rasi Ogawa and Saya Kamitani and, you know, doing the whole little horror chase scenes in the backstage, all that crap. But yeah, that's turned into a booked match. So Stardom and Showcase, as said on Stardom's Twitter, three brands now. We have regular Stardom, you know, the usual Stardom shows. We got New Blood, you know, which New Blood has already been really, really good, showcasing the, you know, the younger talent, you know, the rookie talent really gets a spotlight. And then Stardom and Showcase. So just like New Blood, you could see anyone, but you could also see anything. So my guess is Stardom and Showcase, we're going to see some interesting matchups as well as some interesting matches, you know, different match types. I mean, they already announced a coffin match. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see a street fight. Maybe this might sound crazy, but who's to say that we won't ever see a death match in Stardom? I mean, we just saw 2 cage matches not too long ago. We're about to get a coffin match. After all, one of the units, Prominence, is in Stardom, and they're a death match unit. Who's to say we won't eventually get a death match in Stardom? Think about it. Just saying. Just saying. It could happen. It could definitely happen. But there you go. There you go. Stardom staying busy. FWC Fukuoka Double Crazy recently defended the Goddess of Stardom tag titles against Mirai and Ami Sourei, but it looks like they are going to be granted a rematch in the future. So definitely can look forward to that. And like I said, I hope we see a rematch between Tomoaki Inaba and Hanan, since that title match ended in a draw. So here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Okay, but yeah, so that wraps up Stardom. Like I said, there was a lot to talk about with Stardom. So much coming up. 2 shows. 5-star Grand Prix, which will start at the end of July, run all the way to October. So a lot to look forward to in Stardom. Okay, let's take a look right quick at AEW. Of course, Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts was interesting. You had quite a different amount of things that happened. It looks like Anthony Bowens is recovered. I mean, he tried to interfere in the match with the Gun Club and Max Caster and FTR and Danhausen. Of course, it backfired, but hey, it looks like Anthony Bowens is recovered, and it looks like he's going to be able to compete again. So that's good. That's good. We get the Acclaim back in full force. Jade Cargill made another successful defense of the TNT Championship through an open challenge, defeating Layla Gray. And, of course, Athena and Chris Statlander, tried to help out. And then, out of nowhere, Layla Gray starts attacking Athena and Chris Statlander, siding with Kiera Hogan and Jade Cargill. Of course, Red Velvet unfortunately, she's injured. But, it sounds like Layla Gray is the newest baddie recruited by Stokely Hathaway. Okay, what is up with this? So, you can't beat her, so you join her? I mean, that's pretty much what's happened with Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan. They've challenged Jade Cargill before, couldn't beat her. And they end up joining her as baddies. And then right there, Layla Gray, after losing a title match against Jade Cargill, getting beat down, and then she just sides with her, attacking Athena and Chris Statlander. I really don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all. You just got beaten and embarrassed, and then you just flip the switch like that and just you join her. So stupid. So stupid. But then again, I'm not a fan of Jade Cargill anyway. Certainly not. It was good to see Best Friends are back. Chuck Taylor are back. Orange Cassidy got a theme change, so I thought that was really cool. Took on Ethan Page, got the victory. But it was really good to see Chuck Taylor back. Best Friends are back. And yeah. Which Orange Cassidy had an excellent showing at Forbidden Door in that IWGP United States Championship match against Will Ospreay. He had a great showing. So, Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts was pretty crazy. So, you had the Jericho Appreciation Society made up of Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, who had Ty Conti with him, which that team had the advantage, taking on Blackpool Combat Club, which was John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and then you also had Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. Of course, they had William Regal accompany them. But, But of course, William Regal ended up getting on commentary. But overall, this match was pretty much just a heavy spot fest. It was a spot fest. We saw a good amount of stuff. I mean, Claudio went European uppercut crazy. Wheeler Yuta had a really great showing in this match. Really great showing. We saw broken shards of glass. We saw a fire extinguisher. We saw a fork. Moxley was using a fork and those little thin sticks. I don't know if they were chopsticks or matchsticks or what, but had those long sticks. He had like a whole pocket full of them. But yeah, we saw 2 bags of thumbtacks. Whew. Goodness gracious. Folks bloodied up over here. Folks bloodied up over there. Sammy Guevara getting tossed off the top of the cage. Took that fall like a champ, too. We saw rubbing alcohol being used. Like, we saw some of everything. It was crazy. And then at the top of the cage, I believe it was Claudio Castagnoli that got Matt Menard to tap out, but Eddie Kingston had Jericho in a stretch plum, and Matt Menard had the tap out. So Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz won. Eddie Kingston wasn't too happy about it, which one of the things that had been said is that apparently him and Claudio, I guess, have beef, which, I mean, they've known each other for a long time. I think this even goes back to Chikara. But yeah, like, they have, I guess they have beef or they hate each other or whatnot. Unfortunately for Santana, it looks like he suffered a knee injury during that match, which was why he wasn't on the top of the cage to celebrate with everybody else. So, man, the injury bug just strikes again. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy. Injuries all over the place, especially AEW. Just really unfortunate. But yeah, they got the victory. It was a great blood and guts match. And like I said, that was the first AEW show for Detroit. So it was good to see the Motor City get some love. But there's even rumors being talked about that Santana might be leaving AEW and maybe doing more of a singles run. No more Santana Ortiz. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I know a couple of times in the Indies, Santana has wrestled as a singles competitor. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't really surprise me. So, we'll see what happens. And not only that, it looks like, by the way, Wheeler Yuta had a successful defense of the ROH Pure Championship against Tony Nese. I believe it was on Dark Elevation. It was either on Dark or Dark Elevation. But it was good. It was actually a really good match. Really like how they've been showcasing Wheeler Yuta. He's really become quite a fan favorite, and he's been doing good. Just was in the Best of Super Juniors, so got some more exposure in Japan. So I love what they're doing with Wheeler Yuta. Definitely love it. And apparently Jonathan Gresham and Lee Moriarty announced that they're going to be teaming up to face the Gates of Agony on Rampage next week. So that should be really good. It'll be good to see Gresham on Rampage, on AEW actually competing. So, hey. We did have the Young Bucks versus Bishamon. Great match. Really, really great match. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get the victory and secure a title shot. But it was a great match. And it was good to see the Meltzer driver as well. Usually the Young Bucks finish with a BTE trigger, but it was good to see the Meltzer driver used. And I even liked at Forbidden Door seeing more bang for your buck, which is my favorite, all-time favorite tag team finisher. They also had a big Royal Rampage match where the winner would become number one contender to the interim AEW World Championship currently held by Jon Moxley. And just to go over the entrance to this Royal Rampage, it was Hangman Adam Page, Brody King, Dante Martin, Darby Allin, The Natural Dustin Rhodes, Frankie Kazarian, John Silver, Limitless Keith Lee, Konosuke Takeshita, Matt Hardy, Max Caster, Orange Cassidy, Penta Obscuro, Powerhouse Hobbs, Absolute Ricky Starks. Roosh was in it. Hey, hey, hey. Swerve Strickland, The Blade, The Butcher, and Tony Nese. So it was just really good to see Roosh in there. I've been waiting to see him, so was really happy about that. It was quite an interesting match. So they had two rings. They had a red ring and a blue ring. So very, very interesting. And of course, they had competitors come in, I guess, one after the other. I guess pretty much like Royal Rumble style in a way. I mean, it's just called Royal Rampage, but it's pretty much a Royal Rumble. But overall, it came down to Brody King and Darby Allin, which Brody King came in as the number 10 competitor from the Red Ring. But yeah, it came down to Darby and Brody, and Brody King pretty much put him to sleep while on the apron and just dropped him off the apron. So Brody King gets the title shot against Moxley. That should be good. That should be really good. Remember, Jon Moxley just had an impressive showing dethroning the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, at Forbidden Door. So it'll be interesting to see how he does against, much bigger opponent and Brody King. That should be really good. That'll be a great test for Jon Moxley. So definitely looking forward to that match. But also wanted to mention, it's been said by Tony Khan that he's definitely interested in working with Stardom and doing a collaboration show with Stardom. Just at the time of Forbidden Door, Stardom already had all of their talent booked, and none of them have visas. So I'm really thinking, and it looks like, the folks at Bushi Road are in agreement. I think we may be seeing some plans being made for an AEW Stardom collab show for next year. And I'm going to tell you what. If that does happen next year, you best believe I'm going to try to go. I'm going to definitely try to go. I've been wanting to go to a Stardom show. I mean, I still want to go to a Stardom show, but I will definitely take a collab show for starters. And the way I see it, it should be an all-women's pay-per-view. First ever for AEW collab with Stardom, do an all-women's pay-per-view. I think that would be excellent. So I hope they can make that happen for next year. But anyway, that is enough for AEW. For New Japan, They're getting ready to finish up their New Japan Road tour this Tuesday. They got a never open weight 6-man tag title match on July 5th, which the champs, House of Torture, Sho, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil will take on Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. I hope that Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto can win. I'm so sick of House of Torture. I am so sick of House of Torture. And apparently there's going to be a dog cage match between Toru Yano and Dick Togo. That's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. And then within another week or so, remember, we got the G1 Climax 32. Starts July 16th. So that's right around the corner as well. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Now, let's see. And like I said, I will be going to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong High Alert show in Charlotte. Already got my ticket for that. I'll be sitting front row. So looking forward to that. That's Sunday, July 24th. I will be at that. Okay, let's take a look at WWE. Now, a lot of things have been going on. They've been finishing up qualifiers for Money in the Bank, so they just recently finished those. We also got the John Cena 20-year appreciation segment, which, I mean, I guess it was cool. We heard that Logan Paul has signed a contract with WWE. Logan Paul has signed a contract with WWE. Oh, man. Y'all get rid of Sasha Banks and supposedly suspend Naomi, and you turn around and sign Logan Paul. Does anybody else see what's wrong with that? Does anybody else see what's wrong with that? Ah, goodness gracious. Oh, and another promo by Jordan Devlin. Oh, I'm sorry, JD McDonough. NXT, what are y'all doing? So NXT 2.0 had a number one contendership match for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And Roxanne and Cora win. What the heck is up with this booking? So Roxanne Perez already won the breakout tournament to win a contract to challenge for pretty much the women's title. And then you have her in a tag team and she wins a number one contenders match for the tag titles, where you have a team that's been together for 2 years that has yet to even sniff a title run, yet alone barely has had a title shot, and Katana Chance and Caden Carter. And you just do them dirty once again. A great, legit tag team that's been together for 2 years. And you booked them to lose again. And they can't even have one tag title run. It is ridiculous how dirty Katana Chance and Caden Carter have been getting done. They've been getting done so dirty. And I know some people want to say, you know, move them up to the main roster. They're going to get done dirty on the main roster. It's not going to be any different. Shoot, they never once made the Riot Squad tag team champions. What makes you think they'll make Caden and Katana tag team champions when they couldn't even do it once on NXT, and they've been a team for 2 years? That's why some of this booking I don't get. I really don't get it. I mean, Roxanne already has a singles title shot coming to her, and I was thinking she was going to dethrone Mandy Rose. But it's like, dang. Now what are they going to do? Have her and Cora win the tag titles? Like, oh my goodness. I don't know. The only thing I can hope for is maybe Cora Jade will turn on her. That's the only thing I can hope for, but honestly, I don't agree with this booking. I really don't. Briggs and Jensen return home with the NXT UK tag team titles, but I'm sure they're going to be traveling back and forth. So I expect that to happen. Indy Hartwell got beat by Kiana James, so got quite a storyline going there. Looks like Diamond Mine is starting to break down a little bit. Some dissension between the Creed brothers and Roderick Strong. It was good to see Nikita Lyons back. She returned to action, so that was really cool. You got Braun Breaker and Cameron Grimes having a face-off, and looks like Cameron Grimes pretty much turned heel as they get ready for their title match at the Great American Bash. So that should be good. That should be really good. But and it looks like Grayson Waller is going to have himself a North American title match with Carmelo Hayes after pretty much swindling him through the whole autograph signings and stuff like that. I guess he signed a contract. I was like, dang. Carmelo Hayes, how can you be that dumb, dude? How can you be that dumb? When I shoot, I never miss. Okay. Well, you definitely missed quite a bit there. You know what? I just realized something. A friend of mine messaged me about this, and this is actually really interesting. So, for this week, Raw and NXT 2.0 had 6 matches. SmackDown only had 3 matches. That's crazy. That's crazy. Raw and NXT 2.0 this week had 6 matches. SmackDown had 3. That's ridiculous. That's why a lot of these hardcore WWE fans, I really don't see how y'all can defend some of this stuff. I really don't. Not to mention, they did a battle royal. They did a battle royal, which pretty much Corbin won. And then they later on had a fatal 4-way to determine who would get the final spot of the Money in the Bank match, which ended up being won by Madcap Moss. How much sense does that make, y'all? They had an old-fashioned battle royal, which Happy Corbin won, and then turn around and put him in a separate fatal 4-way for the final spot in Money in the Bank, and Madcap Moss wins. Why couldn't they just have the battle royal be the match that determined the final spot? That makes no sense. Why would you have a battle royal, get a winner, and put him in a fatal 4-way for the final Money in the Bank spot? That makes no sense. Why couldn't the battle royal be for the final spot? Happy Corbin wins that. Madcap Moss wins the fatal 4-way, and he gets the finals. That is so stupid. How can anybody defend this? How can anybody defend it? The logic is just it makes no sense. The logic makes no sense. And then Maxie Dupree, or LA Knight, Maxie Dupree, apparently has a group called the Maximum Male Models. And he recruited Mace, who was part of Retribution, and Mansoor? And you wonder why so many people out there talk about how bad the product is. And you wonder why folks aren't surprised when there are NXT folks that do not want to go to the main roster. Because of stuff like that. You went from LA Knight to a talent modeling scout agent, whatever, and Maxie Dupree, and your models are Mace and Mansoor. And not to mention, your final segment with the Street Profits and the Usos is a Ask Them Anything segment. Like, really? Well, oh my goodness. Adam Pearce got the taste slapped out of him. Oh my God, man. You know what? Bump it. I'm not going to talk about SmackDown anymore. SmackDown was trash. Plain and simple as that. SmackDown was trash. At least NXT UK was interesting. I mean, we got to see Blair Davenport back in action. Good to see her back. Fallon Henley, excuse me. Fallon Henley defeated Amelia McKenzie, and it looks like probably eventually Amelia McKenzie is going to turn on Mako Satomura. It's a matter of time. But I cannot wait to see Mako Satomura and Saray team up to take on Eliza Alexander and Zaya Brookside. But I do want to see Mako and Saray wrestle each other as well while she's there. And of course, Trent Seven did his heel promo about Tyler Bate, attacked a fan. So I can't wait to see what happens with this rivalry once Tyler Bate returns. Should be pretty heated. Should be really, really great. I mean, dang, when it's to the point where Sam Gradwell is even disappointed, that says something. That says something. But yeah, Blair Davenport's back. I hope Aoife Valkyrie returns soon. I miss her. I like Aoife Valkyrie. Okay. Let's go over the Money in the Bank card. Let's do this. Money in the Bank. We'll be in Paradise, Nevada. I think not too far from Vegas. We got 6 matches on the card. So not a whole lot, but at least there's a small handful of title matches. So let's see. First up, we got the United States Championship on the line. Theory versus Bobby Lashley. I would like Bobby Lashley to win. I'll be kind of bummed if Theory wins, but if Theory wins, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of interference, perhaps. But I want Bobby Lashley to win. The undisputed WWE Tag Team titles are on the line as the Usos will defend against the Street Profits. I really have a hard time with this one, but I'm going to just take a wild guess and say that the Usos retain. I mean, the Street Profits winning, I'd be fine with. But I'm just taking a wild guess and that the Usos are going to retain. We got the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line as Ronda Rousey will defend against Natalya. Definitely picking Ronda Rousey to retain, for sure. We got the Raw Women's Championship on the line as Bianca Belair will defend against Carmella. Definitely I'm picking Bianca to win. Okay. Let's look at these Money in the Bank matches, starting with the women. So for the women, Money in the Bank match, we got Shotzi, we got Asuka, we got Lacey Evans, we got Raquel Rodriguez, we got Liv Morgan, we got Alexa Bliss, and we got Becky Lynch. To be honest with you, any of these ladies could win. But you know something? If I had to pick 3 that I could see walking out with this, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans. I think one of those three will walk out with the briefcase. Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, or Lacey Evans. I think one of those three walk out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then for the men, for the men's Money in the Bank, we got Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Riddle. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Omos wins the Money in the Bank, I'm canceling my Peacock. If Omos wins Money in the Bank, I'm done. I'm done. He has no business winning Money in the Bank. Plain and simple as that. He has no business winning Money in the Bank. John Elite says, excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. John Elite says, you think we'll get another Seth cash-in at SummerSlam if he wins the briefcase? Yeah, I could see it happening. Seth Rollins was actually my pick to win, but it would not surprise me if some way, somehow, Riddle won it. But I do think Seth Rollins is the favorite to win. I could also see Sami Zayn winning it, but I see Sami Zayn doing a failed cash-in. Like, if Sami Zayn wins, I think he ends up doing a failed cash-in when that point comes. But my first pick would be Seth Rollins. And honestly, I would totally be down if he cashed it in at SummerSlam, because I am getting sick and tired of these Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar matchups. We need something different. And the fact that we're getting that again for like the 8th time at SummerSlam, I would totally be happy with Seth Rollins cashing in. Totally. But I say again, if Omos wins, I'm done. I'm done. Omos has no business winning this match at all. Period. End of story. Why he's even in this match is just beyond me. It's Brock and Roman for like the 7th time now, I believe. Shoot, 7th, 8th. You're probably right. We've seen it a lot. We've seen it a lot. So, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it's already bad enough as, both titles are on the line. Which, I'm sorry, the whole double champions is overrated. It's overrated. It happens too much. I mean, dang, the Usos got both belts. Roman Reigns got both belts. FTR has 3 sets of belts. Like, double champions are getting ridiculous. It's overrated. It should be rare. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and it's like, my thing is, dream matches are cool and all, but we can have dream matches without there being a title on the line, and they still end up being great matches, memorable matches. Like, seeing all these promotions where we're seeing double and triple champions, it's getting ridiculous. It should be rare. I mean, dang, it's like every time you turn around, you got somebody of one promotion challenging somebody else of another promotion for their title. Like, can we chill on that? Because when you got 2 titles, like winner takes all, it hurts the prestige of, like, each individual title. It's like you got two sets of titles. I mean, one of those titles could be on the line, elsewhere for another up and coming star, Yeah, Kenny Omega, that's another example. It's ridiculous. Like, I didn't even like Kenny Omega when he did it. It's ridiculous because it happens too much. It happens too much. And there's a lot of disadvantages behind it. Let's take the examples that I used before. Riho. Riho was AEW Women's World Champion and Stardom High Speed Champion. How did that go? That High Speed Championship did not get defended until almost a whole year later, and she ended up losing. Shorty. She was World of Stardom champion and SWA champion at the same time. What ended up happening? She ended up relinquishing the SWA championship so she could focus on the World of Stardom champion, which was the right thing to do. But still, what was wrong with her losing the SWA championship to somebody? What would have been wrong with that? Like, Roman Reigns has both titles. How often have we seen him defend those titles? I'm just saying, like, and it just feels like the Usos got to defend both belts at the same time because it seems like there's not enough tag teams. Double champions, belt collectors is happening way too much. It should be rare. Because while you have somebody that is a belt collector with 2, 3, 4 belts, you could easily have some of those titles being on the line with other competitors that deserve those title shots or other rising stars that could be put into those title pictures. But instead, you have a single or 2 stars carrying multiple belts at the same time. It's happening way too much. Like, if it happens like once in the year, I don't want to see that happen again for a whole nother year. It happens too much. Therefore, it has become overrated. That's all I can really say about that. It's just, it's like, why does it always have to be a winner takes all match? Like, we had one at Forbidden Door. It's like, why does winner takes all have to happen? Like, here and there and everywhere. It's ridiculous. Like, stop. Before you know it, you're going to have a woman in AEW holding both women's titles. It's like, it's so overrated. But anyway, but yeah, that's Money in the Bank. I don't think it will top Forbidden Door, but I'm hoping we may see a surprise, maybe a big upset or whatnot. But just, y'all already know how I feel about Money in the Bank. It's the concept of Money in the Bank. I just look at it as the cheapest way to put a title on somebody. Because as much as Liv Morgan and all these folks winning would be cool, here's something you have to think about. For Liv Morgan, is this really the best way that they could come up with to put a title on Liv Morgan? If that's so, that's sad. And Liv Morgan's a good wrestler. But if that's the best way that they could put a title on her is through a Money in the Bank cash-in, that's not good, y'all. Because remember, they never even put a tag title on her when she was with the Riot Squad or anything like that. Heck, she never even won a title in NXT. So, I mean, would a Money in the Bank cash-in really be a good thing for her? And that's how they put a title on Liv Morgan? Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Because it's, it would not be a good look. It would not be a good look. Same thing for Lacey Evans when you think about it. Because Lacey Evans, same situation. She's never won a title. There's like a million ways to put the title on Liv. Yeah, they had 2 chances recently. It was called her beating Becky Lynch, which honestly, it should have happened the second time. But Lacey Evans, same situation. Never won a title. Never won a title on NXT. If she wins this, she cashes in. Is that the best way Lacey Evans can win a championship, is through a cash-in? I mean, Shotzi, at least she's been a tag team champion in NXT. Raquel Rodriguez, she's been NXT Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss, well, we know her resume. She's had all 3. Or she's had women's tag team titles. She's had SmackDown and Raw women's title. And Becky Lynch, same thing. Although Becky Lynch hasn't held the women's tag titles yet, but yeah. So I mean, it's just something to think about. It's just really something to think about for a lot of the folks that really want Liv or Lacey Evans. Because if that's really the best way that they can win the title is through Money in the Bank cash-in, is it really a positive or is it really a negative? I mean, shoot. Sami Zayn, well, he's at least been Intercontinental Champion. Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. Like I said, Omos, nope. Better not. Riddle's at least been Raw Tag Champ and US Champ and NXT Tag Champ. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything. Like I said, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What y'all looking forward to? Are y'all excited for Stardom, for what Stardom has coming up? What'd you think about AEW Blood and Guts? Are you excited for Money in the Bank? Let me know what your predictions are. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and definitely look forward to my next video. I plan on doing a recap of Money in the Bank. So definitely look forward to that. I'll try to upload that tonight after Money in the Bank. But yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. See who becomes the owner of the briefcases, and we'll see if there are any title changes. Should be interesting. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in and stopping by and chatting it up with me. For another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day today. Enjoy Money in the Bank, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you for all the love and support. Love y'all. Peace.